Well, hello again, everyone. As you probably noticed, the beard's gone. It's been a rather warm few weeks. We're on the 4th of July 2020, and happy Independence Day, America, whether you celebrate it or not. So, hey ho, whatever that means. Basically, today I want to speak about the second stage, which I really do hope that I'm wrong and I'm just some truth seeker who's got it wrong, and I hope I am wrong. Okay, now Leicester in England has been locked down again, the second stage. Okay, we've been warned to be prepared, get ready for, as they put it, a new way of life. Okay, what do they mean, get ready for a new way of life? Does that mean that this is going to be a new way of life? Get used to being locked down, doing as you're told, be a good little citizen, good little slave. Yeah, okay. When you realise that you're a slave in the society, paying your taxes, being a good little person, going to work Monday to Friday, sometimes Saturday, Sunday, not seeing your kids, not seeing your family, and they keep raising the retirement age. They keep raising it. Every so many years they raise it. Why? Because they want to steal more money off you. And you have to excuse me itching. I got slightly sunburnt the other day. Fell asleep on the beach. Silly Bob. But anyway, welcome everybody. And what I'd like to talk about basically is the second wave. Now, I've been talking about this to people for ever since, I would say, the first or second week of this so-called pandemic. And yet I've still, after 3 months, I haven't met a single person that's Covid-19. Sorry, my Tourette's is kicking in again. Oh, not a single person that's got any flu symptoms at all. But we've been told, oh, you might not have any symptoms, but you might still have the disease. Week 2 of the so-called lockdown, I think I mentioned in one of, I think my first video, this is number 3 by the way, it's been a while, as I mentioned in the first video, sorry I lost my train of thought there. Basically, we were locked down, and I believe that they were doing this as a test to see whether or not the slaves, i.e. you and me, were going to do as we're told. Now, I didn't, and I still won't, and I don't give a flying monkeys what they do next, what they say next, what control they give to the police. Okay, I don't vote. Okay, I only ever voted twice in my life. Once because I thought, oh, I'm 18, I can vote. Oh, let's go and vote, thinking it's going to make a difference. Nah, never does. Illusion of choice. Absolute nonsense. Do not vote. Don't vote. Okay? And as far as I'm concerned, because I don't vote, the powers that be, so-called powers that be, have no powers over me. Because I'm not playing their game. I'm not playing into their system. I think that if I vote, then I'm allowing them to put their laws on me. Okay? Now, I don't hurt anybody. No intention of hurting anybody. Anyway, back to the subject. The second wave. I believe that this is coming. Okay? Like I said, I really hope that I'm wrong. I hope that I'm just a truth seeker that's got it wrong. I really do. I have a feeling they're going to do a complete lockdown again. And yet this time, I think it's going to be more serious. Okay? That they're going to give the law, the police, the powers to arrest you and lock you up if you go out, unless you're a key worker, i.e. medical, delivery person, bin man, whatever it is. Okay, but I really do feel that they're going to do a complete lockdown. As I said, Leicester, they've already been, Leicester in England, by the way, for those of you in a different country. I feel that that's just a start. They're doing that as a tester. Same as they did the whole world lockdown. And I feel it's going to continue. They'll do Leicester, which they've already done. Next place, I don't know, maybe Birmingham, maybe London, maybe Manchester, no idea. But I think once they've done Leicester, which has been under lockdown for probably the last week, maybe 2 weeks, but it's the second time they've been locked down. Why are we being told about this second wave, possibility of a second wave, new way of life? They're starting to spray, and I noticed this a couple of days ago. They've started spraying signs on the floor next to bus shelters, keep apart. Shops have had stickers made especially saying keep 2 meters apart. Okay. Now I went to hospital with a friend of mine about, must have been around about 2 o'clock this morning. Now I was sat in the waiting room with her. It was only 3 or 4 other people. I was asked to leave because I wasn't being seen. I wasn't so-called ill. Now my friend had a seizure, which I'd never come across before. And basically, she wanted me to go to the hospital with her in the ambulance. And they said, no, we can't do it. Now, both the ambulance staff had masks on. Not very well fitting. Now, my friend, she suffers with asthma. She was given a paper mask. And I told her, I said, go back in, because we sat outside having a cigarette. I said, go back in and tell them you can't wear a mask. And when they say, why? Say, I have asthma. I cannot breathe with a mask on. And when she went back in, they said, right, okay, that's fine. Now, the lady behind the desk, she said she had asthma. She didn't have a mask on at reception. Excuse me. Okay. So why was she not wearing a mask? Public transport, we've been told it's mandatory now. So-called law. They started releasing the lockdown a couple of weeks ago, probably within the last couple of weeks. And yet all of a sudden they've gone, it's mandatory to wear face masks on public transport. And like I said, I think in my first video, if this pandemic, this nonsense, I'll try not to swear, if this nonsense was real, if it was such a serious pandemic, it's like, oh my God, so many people are going to die. Why on earth did they not lock down all the airports, all the borders of every single country in the world immediately? They didn't, because they're lying. Okay? It's all nonsense. As I've already mentioned to you before, like I said, if you haven't seen my first video, week number 2, over 1,200 people, quote, over 1,200 people have died with Covid-19. Not of, but with. What does that tell you? The wording, the spelling, they're lying to you. Please wake up. Listen to the words they're using. Words are spells. They are casting spells. And people believe that little black box in the corner of the room tells you the truth. Well, it must be true because it's on the mainstream media. They're not going to lie to you. No, of course they're not. Same way as the government's not going to lie to you. Sorry. Seriously, you need to wake up. Smell the cocoa. Anyway, I'm going to cut this one short. Hopefully I've not bored you to tears. Please keep your comments polite. If you have any issues with anything I've said, please leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you. Okay, but like I said, please keep them polite. And I wish everybody out there all the best. Keep your wits about you. Use this, okay? And also this. Use your heart. Know what's true, okay? They're lying to you, okay? Namaste, everybody. Take good care. Bye for now. And hopefully I'll see you soon. If not, maybe I died with COVID-19. Take good care now. Bye for now.